Let's get back to the optimum detox here. I kind of got us off track, and I'm sorry about that, but these are questions that I've had running around in my mind for a long time, and you're the only one that I've ever run into capable of explaining it to me, so I appreciate that. But to get back to the optimum detox, what all exactly can you explain? How does it detox? And I'm at the cellular level, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Well, the saponins themselves are the soap molecules, and that's going to stay in the intestines. It's not going to go into the bloodstream, which is actually very, very important because saponins are toxic. If they were to go into the bloodstream, they will hemolyze or destroy your red blood cells. So the saponins are going to stay directly in the intestines themselves. Now, most of your detox reaction is going to be from cleansing the colon, and it's also going to be from, it has a slightly bitter flavor to it, and that's going to be some of the polyphenols in there. But the bitter tastes, when you go to swallow, they hit the bitter receptors here in the back of your tongue and stimulates a nerve called the vagus nerve, which is VAGUS. And the vagus nerve, in turn, will stimulate the flushing of the liver. And the liver, again, is a primary detoxifier for the body. So it's going to gradually release the stuff back out of the liver, and that's going to allow it to, again, flush out through the colon. The yucca does have a little bit of a laxative effect. It's not real strong at the lower doses you're going to be taking. Higher doses, it will definitely have a laxative effect. So you want to kind of keep your levels down to the recommended levels in the bottle and don't really go overboard on it.
Well, I know that 4 or 5 months ago I started out taking 2 or 3 drops, like 3 times a day. Within a week I was up to about 6 drops, and I stayed there for the first month. And now, several months later, I'm up to taking about 10 drops 3 times a day. And but I tell you, I just don't remember feeling this good when I was 20 years old. Now, I do take other nutrients, but like I said, the cleansing, detoxing to me has been what it's all about. That's what's gotten me on the path of recovering my health.
It's also more nutrient absorption too, because I've also heard people say that they've been eating less since they've been taking it, and that goes back more to your body will crave what it requires. You look at women who are craving chocolate around their menstrual cycle. Well, the reason behind that is the chocolate's very, very high in magnesium. Magnesium relaxes the uterine muscles, helps cut down on cramping, so they tend to crave the chocolate around the menstrual cycle. So our bodies know what it needs, and it'll crave foods that are high in specific things that we need. By taking something like Optimum Detox with your meals, it's going to enhance the absorption and nutrition, so you're not going to have the cravings for food that you would normally, because you're getting more of the nutrition that your body actually requires.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, Dr. Hitt and Hamastan are 2 close friends that are MDs and microbiologists, and they have explained to me too that harmful pathogens have the ability to control the brain chemistry to make you crave the things they want to eat. And so when you eliminate all those harmful pathogens, your cravings go away, and that's exactly what I found. In the last couple of years, well, about a year ago, I lost 60 pounds in 1 year. And but I have had no craving for any food, and I'm just totally blown away that in the last few months I have lost, I've gone from a 42 size waist to a 36-inch waist without losing another pound, just since I've been on the Optimum Detox. This is, I'm just amazed. So I know that this has helped me convert fat to muscle. And I've heard a lot of doctors say once you're 60, that's not possible. You can no longer make fat into muscle, but I'm living proof that's not true, because I mean, I'm still a little squishy, but I'm definitely, I mean, to lose this much pant size, I cannot believe it. When I came down here today, I put these pants on. These are size 36. They're brand new, and you can look here. I haven't even taken the thing off so you can see. Because I couldn't believe that, but I didn't have a belt that I could wear, so I came beltless. But anyway, it's really exciting to be able to see this kind of benefit. I just can't get over it. So can you elaborate a little bit on what exactly happened that allowed that fat to become muscle?
Yeah, first of all, I don't know why doctors say you can't convert fat into muscle after a certain age. That's wrong. Your body is going to generate muscle throughout life. I mean, if what they're saying was true, we'd all be wasted away by the time we're 80, 90 years old. We wouldn't have any muscle left, because unless you can sit there and maintain that muscle mass, basically through exercise is going to cause replication of the muscle tissue. And we maintain it throughout life. Granted, it's going to be lower levels, and that has a lot to do with the hormone levels going down, primarily testosterone. Now, again, we go back to the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands will produce estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, especially women. I've had a lot of women come to me and they say, "Oh, I'm in menopause now. I don't produce hormones anymore." It's like, oh, yeah, actually, you do, because the adrenal glands take over for the ovaries when the ovaries are either removed or shut down, and then the fat cells are the third source of these hormones. But the adrenals are your primary source, and as you build up your adrenal glands, you can actually increase your testosterone levels to a small extent. Now, again, your body's not going to go overboard. It's not like you're taking testosterone gels or testosterone shots and you're like, overwhelming your body. Your body's going to produce what it requires, but it requires a little bit more particular hormone. It's going to generate that little bit more of that hormone.
I know about 10 years ago, there was all this hype on HGH. There was several multi-level companies selling HGH and precursors, and so I got tied up in that, and I tried quite a number of different HGH precursors, and actually tried a few of the shots. And I got very little, if any, benefit from any of it. Just the only loss was in my wallet, but no noticeable real benefit. And so that's why when I heard you speak about this subject a couple of weeks ago, I got really excited, because at that time I was kind of wondering, how come I'm getting thinner and not losing any weight? I have not lost a pound in a year, but yet in the last 4 months since I've been on this product, I have actually, I just can't believe that I've gone from a 42 to a 36, and I feel so good. I just can't believe it.
Well, another thing people need to keep in mind is what fat really is. A lot of people don't realize that fat is an accumulation of toxins in the body. Let's say here's the maximum level that your liver can process these toxins. Anything up here is deadly to the body, so the body has to do something with these extra toxins. They're actually stored as fat until the liver can get around to processing them out. If you look at people who go on these real severe fasts and they start breaking down their body fat, all of a sudden they start getting really sick. All those toxins being stored there, the herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, all that stuff's going right back into the bloodstream as their fat tissue gets broken down. So as you cleanse out the system, it can actually help with reduction of weight loss by allowing the body to process those fats, again, rather than storing them, or basically storing the toxins.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. All right. Let me see, there was some other things here. You were talking about the natural diuretic and the effects of inflammation. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
As far as diuretic goes, the yucca is very, very high in potassium. Potassium is a natural diuretic because it displaces sodium out of the body. Of course, we all know sodium causes water retention. Well, it takes about 8 parts of potassium to remove 1 part of sodium from the body. So by elevating your potassium levels, it actually gets rid of some of that extra sodium that your body doesn't really need to be holding on to. So it acts as a natural diuretic. Like if you eat something like watermelon or drink orange juice, again, these are very high potassium sources. You also notice they're very strong diuretics. And it's the potassium compound in there that's actually acting as a diuretic. As far as inflammation goes, so the inflammation is actually controlled through both steroidal and non-steroidal components within the yucca. For instance, the sterols are your steroidal components that are anti-inflammatory. Then you've got your non-steroidal components such as the resveratrol and the yuccals are all going to be the non-steroidal components. And the other thing is that by building up the adrenal glands, your adrenal glands produce your natural steroids for your body. Your anti-inflammatory steroids are generated by the adrenal glands. So as your adrenal glands get torn down, you're more